Rama, right?
Lord Ram.
So, Lord Rama, Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai,
Jai.
right? So, now we'll hear something about Lord Rama and we'll learn some lessons from the life of Lord Ramachandra, right? At what lessons we can learn from Lord Rama's life. So I am sharing a PPT, and along with this PPT, so here is the PPT, right? Is it visible to you, Siddhi?
Yes, sir.
We are done with the prayers, right? Yeah. So before starting anything, first I would like to draw your kind attention. What's the benefit of reading Ramayana, right? So this is the benefit of reading Ramayana. In a crux, I would like to draw your attention. The benefit of reading Ramayana is that he who listens every day to this oldest epic, right? And this epic is being composed by sage Valmiki, right? So one who recites this now, in his life, there will be few things guaranteed, right? Like guaranteed residence in the heaven, while those hearing it will secure the growth of their family, right? And the wealth also, supreme happiness also, and all those things, right? So, those who hear or those who read this pastime, it bestows a great merit unto them, right? So this recitation, reading of Ramayana is so blissful, is so good, and it invokes all good fortune in our life, right? That simply via uttering the holy name of Lord Rama, right? It purifies our existence and it purifies our life also. So why Lord appears? So here, Siddhi, I'm not saying that why Lord took birth, because Lord is not like us, right? One who takes birth like an ordinary child. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 4, text number 9, that Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tatvatah त्यक्ता देहं पुनर्जन्म नेति मामेति सो अर्जुना. That janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tattatah tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mam iti so Arjuna. Means, can you read the translation from your book?
Yes, sir. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna.
So, one who knows the transcendental activities, the reasons behind the transcendental activities, and the reason behind the transcendental birth of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra, he will never take rebirth. So, what's special in the birth of Lord Ramachandra or Lord Krishna or any Lord? First thing, Siddhi, the birth of Lord is not like an ordinary birth like all of us, right? Second thing, second special thing is that, like in the case of Rama or in the case of Krishna, like when Krishna appeared, he appeared in the midnight in the prison house and he appeared in his four-handed form. Have you ever seen any child with in his four-handed form? No. And what? When Lord appeared in Mathura, in case of Krishna, Leela, and in case of Ram Leela in Ayodhya, at that time, Lord was wearing Pitambari Dhoti, right, in his lower part. And Lord was wearing one mali, right? And he was dressed like beautiful ornaments, right? Like necklace, right? Like uh, anklets, like earrings, and beautiful crown was there. Mm, and there was belt made of gold, right? And so many other beautiful kind of ornaments, and Lord was, and the effulgence of Lord was like anything, right? So in this way, Lord, when appeared in the that prison house in Mathura, or in case of in the Ram Lila in front of Kaushalya and Dasrath Maharaj, at that time, Lord was not like a normal baby, right? He was he appeared in form of Vishnu, and he was telling that, look, you were my devotee in past and past life, right? And because you worshipped me like anything, because you uh, done so many austerities, that's why I am pleased with you. And in this life, you are my mother and you are my father, like my birth giving father and birth giving mother. So, generally, what happened when an ordinary child took birth, the parent, they visit or they go to the astrologer, right? And they want some kind of prediction that what this child will become in his future, right? And all those things. But when Lord appeared over there, Lord was talking like an astrologer, right? He was telling that in your past life, you was this, right? You was this. You performed penances for 10,000 years. Is it an ordinary penances? Can anyone think like that? For 10,000 years, Sutapa and this Manu, Prishnigarbha, right? A lot in his first life appeared as the Prishnigarbha, and he was the child of the Sutapa, right? So Lord told that in that life, you did austerity for 10,000 years and you were only milk for continuous 10,000 year, and in that way you pleased me. And when I appeared in front of you, I told that I will appear your son not one time, not two time, but three times. So in the first, Lord appeared as the Prishni Garbha, from the womb of the Prishni, right? And the Sutapa. In the second life, the same Lord appeared as the Lord Vamana, the dwarf incarnation, right? And in the third life, right, Lord appeared like Krishna and the Rama. So that's why this birth of Lord is not ordinary. Just like similarly, like in the beginning, like in the morning, when it's the time of the sunrise, right? Do we say that happy birthday to sun, happy birthday, right? Or in the evening, someone is crying. Hey, why you are crying? Because the sun is now no more. Hey, everyone knows, right? That in every morning, the sun will appear in the east direction, and in the evening, there will be sunset, and the sunset will happen in the west direction, right? Everyone knows this. Similarly, Lord never take birth, Lord never dies, right? Lord appears and disappears. So these are the some reasons of the appearance and the disappearance. Why Lord appear? For what? To just to kill enemies. Lord Rama appeared to kill Ravana. Lord is there in everyone's heart. Okay, Riddhi. So Lord can give a small heart attack and the person can die, whether it Ravana or Kumbhakarna or Hiranyakashipu or Kamsha or any demon. But the primary and the vital reason of the appearance of Lord is to reciprocate with the devotees, right? To reciprocate with those for whom the life and soul is Krishna, for whom the life and soul is Rama, the life and soul is God. In order to reciprocate with them, Lord appears. So this is the main reason for the appearance of the Lord. So why Lord appears? A chopai from Ramcharit Manas. So this Ramcharit Manas is being composed by great sage Tulsidas ji, right? So Tulsidas composed Ramcharit Manas. In the Ramcharit Manas, there are 7 kand, right? So you can compare this kand like 7 rooms of a home, right? So the first kanda is the Bal Kanda. And in the Bal Kanda, there is a very famous, in your sense of understanding, it is verse, but basically it is chopai, right? So the verse is as follows. विप्रधेनु सुर संत हित लीन मनुज अवतार निज इच्छा निर्मित तनु माया गुण गोपार. Recite it. Vipradhenu. You're muted. Unmute and recite. Vipradhenu.
Viprati
Surasanta hita.
Sarasanta
Leena manuj avatar.
Leena Manuja
Nij ichha.
Avacha
Nirmit tanu.
Niram
Maya guna gopar.
Maya Gunagopar.
Can you read the translation?
Sir, which shloka is that?
You cannot find this sloka is not from Bhagavad Gita.
Oh.
Just read the translation.
Lord being protector of Brahmanical culture, cows and devotees appears for their protection.
Yeah. Lord being the protector of the Brahmanical culture, cows and devotees appears for the protection. There is a similar verse in Vishnu Puran, right? Would you like to repeat that verse with me? Namo Brahmana Devaya
Namo
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha
Go Brahma Cha
Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya
Jagat Krishnaya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govinda.
Okay, I think that there is some fault in your microphone, right? So your voice from your side is not properly audible. So according to this verse, Namo Brahmana Devaya means we are praying unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Why Krishna? Because he is the protector of Brahmanas. Here also you can see Lord being the protector of Brahmanical culture. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. And oh Lord, you take care of Brahmanas, right? Along with mother cows, right? Namo Brahman Devaya Go Brahman Hitaya Cha, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya. And oh Lord, you appear for the benefit of the entire society, not for the benefit of only Siddhi, not for the benefit of only me. It's not like that. Lord appear for everyone benefit, right? In order to reciprocate with everyone. So this is the reason why Lord appears. Okay. So, Siddhi, in this due course of discussion, we will discuss 30 lessons. How many?
30 lessons.
30 lessons from Ramayana. Basically, 30 lessons from the life of Lord Ramachandra, right? And upon each and every lesson, I will recite some shlokas and I will try to explain this pastime so that you can digest this concept, right? So the lesson number 1, can you please read the lesson number 1? What is that?
Lesson 1, Power of Bad Association. It was a known fact in Ayodhya that Kaikai loved Lord Ram more than his son Bharat, more than her son Bharat. Then how could she become so evil? It is by bad association with mantra. Stay away from negative people.
Yeah. So lesson number 1 is that it power of bad association. So we already did a dedicated session upon association, right? And in that class of association, we came to know that we should be very wise while choosing new people with whom we are meeting, right? Or while developing friendship, right? Because we are average of 5 people with whom we are associating, right? So if we are associating with average students, or if we are associating with ill mindset people, then what will happen? Definitely will also become affected by those kind of personalities, right? So we should associate with those people, those who having those who having are like minded kind of thing, right? And there is a proverb also that birds of same feather flock together. Okay, so everyone in the Ayodhya, they were all knowing that Mother Kakai, she was loving Rama like anything, even more than his son Bharata, right? But what happened that the same Lord Rama, to whom she was loving like anything, she started hating, right? And finally, she asked for 2 boons from his husband, from the father of Lord Rama, that you please give him exile for 14 years, complete exile for 14 years, and you please make my son Bharata as the king of this kingdom. My God, why happened this? So the reason was that although she was living in the holy place, Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Ramachandra, but still, even in that Ayodhya, she was associating with an ill-minded person. Who was that? Manthara.
Manthana.
Manthara, it is said in the scripture that there is no clue of this Manthara, that from where she belongs, right? What was her character and all those things, right? So she was the only lady Siddhi in entire Ayodhya who having jealousy towards Lord Ramachandra. Simple. So somehow, because she was very close to Queen Kakai, and Kakai, and she was the maidservant of Kakai, so she started giving wrong inputs and wrong suggestions that, hey, what do you think? Your son Rama, to whom you say that Rama is my most beloved child, even much more than my own son Bharata. You know, there is some kind of conspiracy which is going on this palace. Arey, you are so gentle that you have no idea what's going on behind you. So she asked, what's going on? Then Mantra told that tomorrow Rama is going to be the king of this kingdom. She told, it's a very good news, right? I want to give you some kind of gift. So she gifted her a beautiful necklace. But she told, oh, queen, right? You are so humble, you are so gentle that you have no clue, right? Because tomorrow, when Rama will become the king, immediately you will be behind the prison. And even though if you will not behind the prison, your position will not much more than a maid servant. Sorry to say, just like me. After hearing this, Kakai, she become very angry and she told, how dare you, right? How can you say like this? And she told, look, it's a plan, right? So Kaushalya, right? She is planning, and according to her plan, when Rama will become the king, immediately they will banish you and your son, right? And you both of you will be behind the prison, right? And your whole life you'll be forced to be there. So this lady completely affected Kakai, right? That's why Gigo concept teaches us garbage in, garbage out, right? Good in, good out. If we'll take the garbage inside our mind, what will the outcome? Cannot expect the good things, right? Obviously, by default, the garbage will come out. If you will plant a tree which is full of thorns, how can you expect the pulpy and the ripened and the juicy mango on that tree? Cannot expect, na? So similarly, if we are associating with ill-minded people, if we are associating with evil persons, how can we think that will uh, become happy and all those things? It's not possible. So what happened that finally she become convinced and she went there and she asked that, oh Dasratha, right? Oh King Dasrath, now it's time for the boons. Are you remember that Sambasur exam? Not exam, Sambasur Sangram, right? That war. And in that war, you promised me that you will give me two boons. So now it's time for encashing those two boons. So according to the first boon, please please give an exile to Rama for continuous 14 years. And the second, please make my son Bharata as the king of this kingdom, right? After hearing this, because Dasrath was not able to believe upon his ears, right? So Dasratha, he told that what rubbish you are talking, right? What happened to you? Have you lost your mind? So she told, no, you have to fulfill your boon. You have to fulfill your promise because you are a Raghuvanshi. You have appeared in the dynasty of the great King Raghu. And this is the custom of Raghuvanshi is that Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Aaye, Pran Jai Par Vachan Na Jai. Means Raghuvanshis, they do not even think, they do not even carry, sorry, they do not even think about their life and all those things in order to maintain their words and their promise. So if you will not maintain your word, if you will not maintain your promise, then think what will happen with you. People will say blasphemy about you, that there was a king in that Raghu dynasty, right, who was not able to fulfill even his simple promise. And people, they will say all bad things about you. So completely, this was like a what to do and what not to do situation for Dasrath. So practically, he became fainted on the ground, right, in that palace. So in the early morning, when the king was not there in his room in that palace, so the ministers headed by uh, all those great personalities and the companions of the king, right, Sumantra, they become worried that where is the king. So somehow they came to know that king is in the Kopa Bhavan along with Kakai. So when they went over there, so king told that they just see that the king was like a half dead person and he was very hardly he was uttering Ram, 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 like that. So immediately they came to know about this conspiracy that what happened during the night. So they immediately called Rama, right? And Lord Rama was there in the feet of his father and mother. So Lord Rama asked from his mother that, oh mother, Kakai, right? That, what's the concern, right? Why my father is there in this state? Then she told that, oh, Rama, you are so gentle, you are so simple, right? Your father is not able to fulfill his two promises, right? Two boons that he has promised to give to me. And now is the time when I ask for those two boons. So he is working like that. So Rama asked, what are those two boons that my father is not able to fulfill? Then she told that first, that you have to go for the exile, 14 years. And second is that Bharata will be the king. Siddhi, what will be the reaction? Just imagine about the reactions of Lord Rama after hearing this. Because just one day before, at the evening, he came to know that he will become the king. And now he came to know that he will not become the king, and rather he have to go to forest for 14 years. Will you come? What will be his reactions?
Sir, he will be very like shocked, like all of a sudden, how they're saying like this. She was the one who supported, like she like tell me a lot. All of a sudden, why she started asking, he would be shocked.
You would be shocked. Okay. And suppose, Siddhi, I'm asking this question from you. Just imagine that one day before, on the eve of birthday of Siddhi, some Siddhi's parents, mother and father, they promised that Siddhi, on your birthday, I will give you a gift of iPad, right? And on the day of birthday, Siddhi came to know that in the birthday gift there is no iPad, only some chocolates and all those things are there. What will your reactions? You will
Sir,
feel good?
I'll be like, if you would have told me first only, I would have not kept all the excitement.
Yeah, right. Although it's, but when it was about that Rama is going to be the king, now you can imagine that when someone was knowing that tomorrow I am going to the king, and somehow he came to know that Are Baba, I am not going to be king, right? Rather, I have to go for the forest, not for doing picnic, right? And I will be there for exile. So after hearing this, right, Lord Rama, there was not even a slight of anger or any kind of bad expressions on the face of Lord Rama. His face was like before only, a blush on his face, a positive sign, right? Respect toward his parent, and immediately he bowed down in the feet of his mother and his father, and he told, that's it. For this, my father is lamenting like this. Immediately, I will go to the forest. So, this pastime teaches us that one should stay away from bad association. Otherwise, it can create any havoc. Lesson number 2, moving ahead. This lesson is upon attachment to the service and not to the position. I would like to request Siddhi, please read.
Yes, sir. Attachment to service and not to the position. Lord Ram was willing to become the king as a service to Maharaja Dasharatha. And he was also willing to go to the forest as a service to his father.
This teaches us we should become attached to the service and not to the post, not to the designation, not to all those things, right? Sometimes what happens is especially nowadays, especially in the current scenario, in the current time, right? We want glorification. For example, someone did something good. For example, Siddhi made some art, right? And somehow that art went viral. Everyone appreciated that. Who is the artist? Who is the artist who draw this painting, right? So Siddhi like that, it's me, it's me, right? I'm the one who draw this, right? Like someone take my name, right? It's me, right? Feeling like this, right? Yeah, I know that it's very difficult. It's very difficult to give up this kind of mentality, and there is no offense. At least I will say that there is no such offense, right? But we should try to develop a mood, we should try to develop a mindset in which we should become attached towards the service rather than attaching towards post and designation. Because if we'll attach towards designation, towards post, towards all those things, consequence of this, suffering will come in our life. Why? Because the root cause of suffering in this material world is attachment. That is the home takedown of this lesson number 2. The root cause of suffering in this material world is
If we don't care about the
attachment.
service, attachment to
Is
the
attachment.
service.
Yeah, attachment, right? Not attachment to the service, attachment to the post and position. Attachment to the post and position, right? Attachment to the post and position. So if Rama, Lord Rama, if he was attached to the post and position, how can he give up all those things and how can he went to jungle, right? He was attached towards service only, and for the sake of service only, he preferred to go to the forest for service only, right? Okay, fine. Lesson number 3. Read it out.
Lesson 3. Mission of life should be to vanquish the demoniac tendencies in our heart. Lord's purpose to kill the demons was fulfilled by his banishment to the forest.
Yeah. So lesson number 3, which teaches us that there should be a goal, there should be a mission of our life. And what is that goal? What is that mission? That mission is to vanquish the demoniac tendency in our heart. Like Siddhi, during the Durga Puja, right? Especially on the 10th day of the Durga Puja festival, which is popularly known as the Vijaya Dasmi, right? So during that Vijaya Dasmi, it's a common thing in all over India, right? People make a statue of Ravana, right? And then they
They
burn the
burn.
statue of Ravana with the help of bow and arrow. Someone become Rama, someone become Lakshmana, someone become Sita, someone become Hanuman, and then Rama with his bow and arrow, right? They burned the statue of Ravana. What Ravana represent, Siddhi?
The Ravana. The Ravana is human.
Ravana, he was a demon. Better to say
Huh.
demon.
He was a human but also a demon.
He was a demon only, right? So Ravana represent personification of lust. Ravana represent personification of anger. Ravana represent personification of ego, puffed up and all those things, right? Ravana represent personification of all evil and bad things. Ravana represent personification of all bad qualities, whatever you can think. So that's why people, as a custom, especially in India, they burn the statues of Ravana with the help of fire. So Siddhi, now it's Kali Yuga, not Treta Yuga. Lord Ramachandra appeared in the Treta Yuga. And then Krishna in the Dwapara, and currently it's Kali Yuga. And in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to propagate the holy names of the Supreme Lord, right? So now it is Kali Yuga, so now there is no Ravana. When there is no Ravana, then why we are burning the statues of Ravana? Because the answer of this question is that we are trying to burn, we are trying to eradicate those bad qualities, right, which exist there in this human society. So I request, it's always better to kill an idol of Ravana with the help. To kill means to set it fire, right? To kill this means to set, rather to set it fire, the statue of Ravana, the best thing what we can do is that we can kill the Ravana within us. Oh my God, there is Ravana within us. I was just thinking that inside us, there is Rama or Krishna, right? Huh? From when this Ravana is living? Ravana is living in the form of all bad qualities, right? Like we have anger, we have some sort of so many bad qualities, bit, this quality, bit, this bad quality, like this, right? So, what we should do, we should try to kill those demoniac tendency within our heart. Like there's so many bad habits within us, and we definitely we want to eradicate and we want to cultivate a good habit, right? So those we should try to cultivate those good habits while replacing those bad habits. That's why Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita also, right? That Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopasya param drishtva nivartate. Please repeat. Vishya vinivartante
विषयावर्तन्ते
niraharasya dehina
निराहारस्य
रसवर्जं रसोपस्य
रसवर्जं रसोपस्य
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
परं दृष्टा निवर्तते
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
Once again, विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
निराहारस्य देहिना
निराहारस्य देहिना
रसवर्जं रसोपस्य
रसवर्जं रसोपस्य
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
Yes. Can you please read the translation from your book, chapter 2, text number 59?
Through the embodied soul, many be restricted from sense enjoyment. The taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
Repeat the last line.
But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
Yeah. Via experiencing a higher taste, we can give up any bad habit. This is the essence, this is the teaching of this sloka. For example, we all prefer to wake up late in the morning, right? We all prefer to take nice rest, especially in the morning time, right? We don't know why we prefer to sleep like anything. So if we'll come to know about the health benefits of getting up early in the morning, if we'll come to know about the spiritual benefits getting up early in the morning, if we'll come to know about so many other benefits that Lord Sun God, right, who distributes every day something to us, right, and that distribution is distribution of distribution of
The sun. Sun God is
no,
distributing.
Sun God is distributing the gift of good health, long life, and all those things, right? So if we will remain sleeping during that time, we'll miss that gift now, right? And those people, those who remain sleep during that time, I'm sorry to say, they got cursed from the sun god. Why? because he is not an ordinary Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? He is the sun god. Ivam vivasvate yogam proktavahanam abhayam vivashvana manave praha manur ikshava ke bravit. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 text number 1. He is the sun god Vivasvan. So when the sun god, right, came upon his chariot in order to remove the darkness of this world, at that time we should welcome the sun god, right? After taking bath and after and with the help of chanting some mantras. But what we are doing, instead of welcoming the sun god, we are preferring to take nice sleep, right? So that's why sun god curse us with few things. What are those things? Immediately, with the curse of sun god, the lifespan of human beings start decreasing. I'm not saying that the next moment he will die or she will die. It's not like that. So if that person was supposed to live for 100 years, he will not live up to 100 years. Second thing, if that person is sleeping during that time, he cannot remain healthy. That's true. That's why in the age of Kali Yuga, often we are falling sick and we are meeting with doctors. Correct? So this sun god who coming on daily basis in order to give some gift to us, right? So we should, what we should do, we should remain wake up at that time, and that time we should welcome the sun god with chanting some mantras and all those things, right? Okay, so the best way is like that. So if we'll know all about those, definitely we'll get up early in the morning, because we are not knowing about all those things, these pros and cons, right? We are sleeping because of only because of ignorance, only because of ignorance. And people, they say that ignorance is bliss, right? It's not like that. Ignorance is bliss. You are in ignorance. That's why you are saying that ignorance is bliss. Fine. Topic, next topic. Lesson number 4. Even extreme reversals, if taken in the proper spirit, right, will help us fulfill our mission in our life. Even extreme reversals, if taken in the proper spirit, it help us to fulfill our mission in life. Please read it out.
Even extreme reversals, if taken in the proper spirit, will help fulfill our mission in life. For example, law of gravity is only in effect in the Earth's sphere and not beyond. So also laws of material nature act only in material consciousness, not in spiritual consciousness.
Yeah. Like one day before, Lord Ramachandra was knowing that he will become the king. Immediately in the next morning, he came to know that he is not going to be the king. Rather, now he has to move towards the dense part of the forest. And the irony was that, along with Lord Rama, although this exile was only for Lord Rama, but the irony was that not only Rama, but his chaste wife, Mother Sita, she also accompanied Lord Rama. And along with that, Lakshmana, right, the younger brother of Lord Rama, he also accompanied Lord Rama. And they all dressed up like saint, right? And they decided to go for forest happily, without any showing any kind of angerness, without showing any kind of or speaking any bad things towards anyone, especially Kakai or Bharata. So this teaches us that even extreme reversals, if they happen in our life, we should take it in a proper spirit, right? So if we'll take these reversals in a proper spirit, then it will help us fulfilling our mission in our life. At some time, Siddhi, sometime what happened that, for example, that we practiced a lot, or we give our best for anything, whether it's our exam or anything. But the moment when the result declared, although we were expecting that, yes, I will secure this, I will become successful. But what happened? You came to know that your name is not there in the list, right? And you are rejected from that. So how you will feel? Obviously bad, not good, right? So why it happens? So Bhagavad Gita teaches us that why it happened with us. So this sloka I'm sharing with you, 18, text number 14. This teaches us the reason behind any kind of activity, why it's happening in our life. 18:14. Adhisthanam tatha karta karanam cha prathak vidam vividhasya prathak chesta daivam chaivatra panchamam. Read it out. Adhisthanam
Adhisthanam
तथा कर्ता
तथा कर्ता
करणं च पृथग्विधम्
कर्णं च पृथग्विधम्
विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा
विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा
दैवं
दैवं
चैवात्र पञ्चमम्.
चैवात्र पञ्चमम्.
Right. Please read the translation.
The place of action, the body, the performer, the various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, and unlimitedly the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action.
So these are the 5 factors of action that Krishna is teaching to us via Bhagavad Gita 18:14. First factor of action is the place of body, this body. The place of action, this body. Second, the performer, we the doers, the soul. Then the third is the various senses. We have how many senses?
We have 24 senses, 23 senses.
You are mixing two different things. Although I'm very grateful to you that you are remembering that concept. So those 24 items are the components of this body. Okay. Out of that 24, there are 10 senses. Okay. And out of 10 senses, 5 is the knowledge acquiring senses and 5 is the working senses. And including the mind. So mind is the king of all senses. So including the mind, there are 11 senses, including the mind. Okay. So there are five gross elements from which this gross body is made. What are those? Earth, water, air, fire, ether. Fine. Then there are 3 subtle senses from which this subtle body is made. Okay. What is that? EMI. EMI stands for ego, mind, intelligence. Okay. So 5 gross element, 3 subtle element, 5 plus 3 equals to 8 plus 10 senses, working and knowledge acquiring. How much? 18. Plus 5 sense subjects, like the eye will prefer to see, the ear will prefer to hear, the nose will prefer to smell, and the tongue will prefer to taste or to speak, right? And this hand will prefer to touch skin and all those things, right? So 18 plus 5, including the sense subject, how much? 23. plus 1 is the unmanifested mode of nature. And we already learned that there are 3 modes of nature: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of
Mode of
ignorance.
ignorance.
Where the best mode is the mode of goodness, the moderate mode is the mode of passion, and the worst mode is the mode of ignorance. Correct? So these are the 24 elements from which this body completely makes. Okay. And out of this 24 element from which this body is made, although in this 24 element, soul is not there, right? That divine spark of the Supreme Lord, or that super soul, because of that, this body comes into existence. Because of this body works. That element is not there, right? So, according to this sloka, what to discuss right now, 1814 of Bhagavad Gita, the body, then the performer, right? And the various senses and many different kind of endeavors. Like, for example, if we want to pursue for a uh, army course, suppose NDA, right? National Defense Academy exam, NDA course. So for that, we need to prepare, right? So for that, what we'll do, we'll go and we'll do group studies, right? And we'll make notes, we'll hear lectures, right? And what? And we'll go for the mock test, right? And what? We will preferably we will go to some library, right? Where we will join so that where we get a particular kind of atmosphere so that we can prepare well for it. So what are these things? Like when we are making notes, when we are recalling the concept, when we are doing group studies, when we are doing GD group discussions, when we are going for the library, when we are revising our notes, all these are different kind of endeavor, right? In order to appear for that ND exam. But these 4 things are not the only concluding thing which will decide for our future. That whether we'll become an army officer or not, these things will not decide. Then what is that thing? Krishna is telling here, ultimately the super soul. Means this super soul means the Supreme Lord is superseding all those 4 things. Right? So these are the 5 factors of actions. Okay. So why we are discussing? In the lesson number 4, it comes that even though if extreme reversals if come in our life, right, we should think from the Gita perspective, right? That what if I become unsuccessful in a life, right? So it doesn't mean that now everything is finished, right? It's not like that, because if we plan for some plan A, then and if we are not successful in that, it means that there is no sanction of God in that, right? Because God may have some better plan, right, than us. So we should take it as a blessing of Lord. We should take it as a will of Lord, that, oh Lord, I know that you are my well-wisher, and whatever you will do, Lord, you will do for good for me, right? So in that mood, so in that consciousness, I am knowing that even if this thing is appearing as a reversal in my life, I know that you are there as a back support. Like Siddhi, when Siddhi was a small child, now Siddhi cannot remember her childhood days. So when Siddhi was small child and when Siddhi was just started the first walk, right? So Siddhi's mom and Siddhi's father, right? They were helping Siddhi via holding the hand of Siddhi, and they were saying that, oh Siddhi, right? Now you place your right feet. Now you just do like this, right? So Siddhi or like any child, like even though when I was a child, I was following blindly the instruction of my parent. And even though if a child is not knowing that how to walk, he having a fear that he can fall down, right? And it's natural. It's natural in the process of learning the way how to walk. A child fall down so many times, but he knows that yes, ultimately I am in the safe hand, right? My mother is there, my father is there, right? Who will protect me, right? But sometime, like sometime, how we should take this in a proper consciousness, in a proper mood, like when a mother giraffe, when she gave birth to a baby giraffe, na, at that time she give a kick, powerful kick on the baby giraffe. You may think that how cruel is she, right? How can she do? She's a mother. And someone may say that Prabhuji, because that is an animal, right? So you cannot expect humanity from an animal. No, it's not like that, Siddhi. Because the flesh of a baby, right? Especially a baby animal, is very soft. And there is so many predators, especially in the jungle, right? Lion, tiger, leopard, tendua, and all those things, right? Hyenas, wild dogs. So if the mother giraffe will not give a powerful kick, the baby giraffe will not learn the art how to run, how to walk. And if he will not learn, then he will put his life in danger. So in order to teach a lesson, the mother giraffe give a powerful kick. Similarly, in the case of a butterfly, when it comes from the cocoon, it went from a very painful process. So pain, what you experience today, it will give you strength on tomorrow. Okay. So definitely when some reversals are there in our life, we should take in a positive way, right? We should think that yes, Lord is there and He's doing for a good reason, right? And whatever He is doing is all about good for me, right? So with this gratitude, with this, we can develop, or we can see the hand of God even in the extreme situation in our life. So thank you for joining this session, right? So today we discussed 4 lessons, right, from the life of Lord Ramachandra, right? And today we also discussed some shlokas, right? Shlokas from Ramchitmanas, shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, right? Especially 259, right? That how to cultivate good habits. Then 1814 from Bhagavad Gita, 5 factors of action, right? And we also recalled some previous topics. Any doubts, Siddhi? You want to ask something?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So we'll meet again in the next session, right? Till then, stay blessed and chant Hare